Welcome to CITAM Church Online. My name is Purity. It's a joy to host you at the CITAM Church Online platform, just to share with us what God is doing. And we are very happy, just to remind you that we are very happy that you're part of the CITAM Church Online family. What God is doing, what He's doing through these platforms, we are very excited to see lives transformed. We are very excited to see people's lives turned around by the grace of God through His Word, even as we share on this platform. And today I'm excited that you could come back to watch our videos, because today I'll be just sharing about God, His faithfulness, and how He keeps His covenant to 1,000 generations. Now, recently I had an opportunity to just take a break away and just rest away from activity, just to reflect, to rejuvenate, and to activate my faith, even through study and just retreating and listening to God. And I had an opportunity to have a conversation with one of leaders, one of the finest believers I know around, and that happens to be a blood sister, a born-again sister, my own blood sister, who has watched me in my journey of faith, prayed me through. And we had this conversation. We retreated and we had this conversation. We were reflecting about what God has done, what He had, the prayers He has answered, the promises that He has kept, the things that He has been able to deliver over the years. And we noticed one thing, that regardless of the time, regardless of the space and the period when we prayed some of those prayers, we discovered that God keeps His word. God is faithful. He's able to carry through to term what He has said, because in His word He says that He watches over His word to perform it. In fact, in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 9, the word of God says that know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is faithful, keeping His covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love Him and keep His commandments. So number one, we discovered that God is faithful. He says that I am faithful. I am a faithful God. And what does His faithfulness do? Number one, He keeps His covenant of love. You know, God loved us. He loved us so much that He gave His Son. He gave His Son to die for us on the cross and to take away the sin of the world. And He says, for those who respond and love Him, He is able to keep His promise to 1,000 generations. One of the things that we were reminded in this conversation, that a reflection of the goodness and the faithfulness of God, is that God does not waste His promises. Also, God does not waste the experiences that He brings or He allows along our journey of life and faith. He is God. Before anything lands in our lives, He has saved it. So number one, God is faithful. He is faithful. Then number two, He is faithful to keep His covenant of love to 1,000 generations to those who love Him. So maybe you're watching this video and you stumbled upon it, and as you are just going through the social media platforms, and you stumbled on this video and you're wondering, God, I have prayed for 10 years for something. I have been trusting You to see my sibling get born again. Trusting You to see my extended family delivered from addictions, delivered from trouble. Some of the sicknesses that have been there, they have been prolonged. I have been trusting You to see things happen in my own life for years. But I have prayed and fasted. I have even asked friends to pray with me. I have even gone to my pastor. They have prayed with me. I have believed God for a very long time. And sometimes when you are going through such reflections, you are reminded God spoke. You know, God speaks. He speaks through His word all the time. He speaks through His servants many times. He also speaks to us in various other ways, because He speaks to us in a language that we can understand at a very personal level. And you're saying, I don't know. I had God 7 years ago saying that he's going to lift me up. But where I am 7 years later is a very difficult period. I have not seen that lifting. I have heard God say that he's going to deliver my family and save them. For 10 years down the line, we even have issues. We have confusion in our family. We have broken ties in our family. We cannot even sit on a table and talk as a family. And it becomes a real trouble to you. And you're wondering, really, you're saying God keeps his covenant? Yes, he does. Because why? God operates within his time and he's within his season, not within our times and our seasons. He knows the opportune time. Because as I was reflecting on the faithfulness of God over the years, over my journey of faith, I discovered that God has not left any of his word unturned. Some of these promises have taken years, some of these things have taken days, others have taken decades, but yet God, at one particular point in time, he comes, he shows up and does something so tremendous to the glory and honor of his name. So I just came to encourage you that hold on, do not give up, hold on, watch over the promises of God through prayer, continue praying, persist, look out for people that have a similar opinion of faith with yourself to walk with you until you deliver. Because push until something happens. Because pray until something happens. Push, keep pushing. Do not listen to the Sanballats and Tobias. Do not listen to the circumstances. Do not watch and say, the way the situations look right now, I am not certain that anything good is going to happen. It doesn't matter if you have been written off. It doesn't matter if your situation is dead and buried. God is a God of resurrection. He gives life to dry bones. He can give life to your situation. Why? Because he already spoke. He already spoke over your life. His word is over your life. And already through the scriptures, we can see God speaking every time. Now and then, he is speaking. He is speaking and watching over our lives through his word. And if you have not been reading what God has already said about you in the scriptures, I invite you to take time, study the scriptures. God has already spoken over your life through his word, and he's going to watch over it to perform it. He is faithful. He is a good father, and he's going to keep his covenant over 1,000 generations. You are just one generation. There are many other generations that he's going to keep his word, watch over his word. Therefore, he is not going to forsake you, he is not going to leave you, nor forsake you. So get encouraged, and I believe as even we were having that conversation, because his word is alive, it is sharper than a double-edged sword, and the same breath and power that he was speaking to the children of Israel is the same breath that is speaking to you right now, even as we share the word of God on the CITAM ChurchOnline platform. That is going to watch over his word, he's going to watch over his promise over your life. His covenant of love will never cease, even as you trust and keep your hope alive in him. Thank you for watching CITAM ChurchOnline. It is a blessing to have you come and watch. My prayer for you is that God will visit you. The God of suddenly, the God of dominion will visit you with your situation and turn it around and give you a testimony to the glory and to the honor of his glorious name. Because it is his good pleasure to give his children the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Purity, and you can continue with these conversations on our social media platforms. We are going to continue having these conversations. We are going to continue praying for you, trusting God for a turnaround in your life, because Christ is the answer. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.